On the stage, of course you know who it is. Poet in the middle. Great Mitch on the right. And David Vujanic on the right.
Come on.
Right, so let's ask about the show. Obviously everyone watches, right? You all subscribe. It's on YouTube. Yeah? Yeah.
I rate that.
Good stuff, good stuff. You've had a few special guests on. Not enough West Ham fans, but you've had a few guests on. But obviously, you know, you man are on the rise, big time now. You can start attracting them big name guests. Which Premier League baller would be top of your list, personally, to have on the show?
Who would it be? Who would it be? I don't want to go for an obvious Spurs player. I want to go for someone, and I don't want to go. All right, I'm gonna go for Harry Kane. I have to go for Harry Kane. He's just, I don't know. He's young. He's gonna come. He can relate to us. He's from Walthamstow, which is near where I'm from. So I'd like to have Harry Kane on there, and he's real. I've spoken to him before in Nike Town, just put it out there, and he doesn't hold back. He's not media trained. He just likes to speak and give his actual opinion.
I thought Harry Kane, mate. I would have preferred to spoken to anybody else in life, mate. He was boring as rap. Anyway, I would want someone that's, I don't know, just like right out of the box. You can never predict, like Koscielny. Like, what would he say? Do you know what I mean? And you look at him, you're like, what type of music do you listen to? Like, what type of women are you into? Like, do you know what I mean? Where do you go to party? Do you like cucumber? Do you know, like, questions? So, Koscielny.
Koscielny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think having a good player on would be too easy. Personally, I'd want Dejan Lovren there, just so I can go and lay into him. Just 2 foot tackle him while he's sitting in a chair. That's what I want. Dejan Lovren, and have just ask him, where is your just spatial awareness in life? He is awful. Just spatial awareness, you know, he just hasn't got it. I would love to have Dejan Lovren on the show, definitely.
Right, I know all three. I'm going to have to rephrase this question because I know all three of you are very loyal to your teams. Basically, wanted me to ask if all of the Filthy Fellas teams got relegated this season, somehow, if some magical thing happened that 7 teams got relegated, who's the most likely? Like, which of you? But I want you to say which other cast member is the most likely to switch teams if their team gets relegated. Who's the most man likely to jump ship?
Once again, it's got to be Snips. Purely because I don't even think he watches football. Like, I think he watched football 50 years ago. And then, like, now he shows up now and again, and then he'll come in and pretend like he's watching football. So definitely, if they got relegated, he'd just turn to music full time and just drop football out, to be honest.
I'm going for Snips, man. 100%. Yeah. I can't even think of the reason why. Oh yeah, he said Liverpool were going to win the league at the start of the season. So, that's a bit deluded.
You know what, I'm just going to say Snips as well. I know like he sits next to me, but I mean that guy hasn't made like half of the shows. I'm like, yo, have you watched the game? Like we played, you know, West Brom. He's like, did we play West Ham? I'm like, no, that was last week. So I think it would have to be him as well.
Who has been the outright worst guest you've ever had on Filthy Fellas?
We can't say Logan because you know he's working for us. So I'm gonna go. Who was the worst? I'm gonna go with Adam McCullough. That was Leo. Adam McCullough. Do you know why? Because it's like he just came with this very like punditry view on things, and I like Adam. I think he's really good at what he does. But when it comes to Filthy Fellas, you gotta be filthy. And a lot of guests have come on and they haven't been filthy and grasped the concept of the show. So I'm going to go with Adam McCullough.
I'm going to go with another Manchester United fan. That's probably one of the most deluded people I've ever met next to my dad. Biggs. That guy doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. Like, genuinely have a clue. He told me Southampton were going to make Champions League. He told me he's a good rapper. He told me so many things. I'm just like, what is going on in your mind, mate? What's going on? Respect him. This is business. Gonzalez. This is business. Alright.
You know what? Obviously, I'm not a fan of Chelsea fans, unfortunately. I have to go Roman Kemp because that was a while back. That was one of like first episodes. He supports Chelsea, and he supports Arsenal. Anyway, sorry, my mind is like somewhere else right now.
Aside from that one, what is your favourite ever moment in the history of Filthy Fellas?
I think, and he's an absolute legend, and he's never even been to the studio, I think it is when Leon Knight said Manchester United need what? What is it?
Need 1,000 defenders.
No, it was 30,000. But still, when he said Manchester United need 30,000 defenders right at the beginning of the season, and it was like this thing that everyone kept saying, it was a sick moment.
My moment was probably a little bit controversial. It was when I tweeted, basically Arsenal played Galatasaray, and the whole of the bench, all the players happened to be ethnic, and I tweeted something a bit inappropriate, and we were trending. So let's not look at the tweet though, because we might get in trouble, but we were trending. I think that's the thing that we should stay positive about. Thank you.
I must have done something just really random, man. Like, do you remember anything? I don't know. Like, anything crazy?
Arsenal Galactical when he said Benzema to Arsenal.
Benzema to Arsenal, believe any of my moments? Or maybe just a day. No?
Cap shoulders.
Who?
Oh, that was legendary.
There was obviously our friend Cab, who actually supports Chelsea.
Yes.
Although Jamie Howard was my worst guest. There we go. So that's what I meant. He just looks like Roman a bit with a quiff, and I just got it mixed up. But yeah, Cab, you looks like you could hang on one of those bloody, what do you call it? Hangers. Yeah. His shoulders are just a madness. They're like that. So I think that one a bit crazy. I don't know, fellas, if you remember that episode.
All right. Who's got some questions for the Filthy Fellas? Hands. Okay. Yeah, you are on point, sir.
Who's the filthiest?
Which one of you is the filthiest? I'm going to give that straight to Polly.
It depends what you're talking about. If it's like down to cleaning, 100% Vuj. You just come sometimes like I haven't had a shower, and you're just like really?
I just don't think you need a shower every day. Like, think about it. I mean, if you're just like waking up and you like have some food and like you go to sleep again in the evening, you haven't gone out, why am I showering? For who? I think probably me, I just think in life in general, quite, brutally honest and just yeah, stuff like that. It's probably me, man. Yeah. Wash.
I'd probably say Ross. And the reason I say this is because Ross says some of the maddest things and it doesn't make the show. You didn't even know. Ross is a madman, put it that way. So if you see Ross on road, don't go up to him and say Ross. Say Your Highness, because he'll get mad. It's got to be Ross.
Right, any more? Man in the old school Barca shirt.
Come on.
What's your opinions on Liverpool getting Klopp?
Oh, mate. Yes! Liverpool getting Klopp is probably like the best thing that's happened. Since 2005 winning the Champions League, I think this is such a monumental moment for Liverpool because Klopp personifies everything that Liverpool's about. It's about the fans, it's about honesty, it's about being true to who you are. And even in his first interview, I feel like he showed more character than Rodgers has in the past 3 years. And we know how much Rodgers loves character. So for me, Klopp is going to be magnificent. And I just hope, you've got this on camera now, you can obviously use it in a year's time if we do flop. But I do think Klopp is going to be, he's going to be the guy. I think we're going to win the league in the next 3 years.
I actually want to know what you think about Klopp as well, because the expectations are so mad. I know Craig's got something to say.
Unfortunately, live in England, when you live in England, everyone just sets you up for failure. So all of this, Klopp's he's the Messiah, he's Jesus, he's Moses, he's parted the Red Sea. It's just like if he doesn't do well, how does he get back from that type of pressure? And although he done well with Dortmund, his final year at Dortmund, he finished like 7th, 8th. And in Germany, you've only got to worry about Bayern Munich, and after that, you've got nothing to worry about. In England, every single game's competitive. So the way you approach games in the Premier League is going to be completely different to Germany. And yeah, he might do well, but again, I think, and the manager's not your problem, really. It was a problem, but your personnel, Henderson is your captain. Lallana. You had honestly, that Liverpool team there is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Disgraceful.
If you watch Filthy Fellas, you know how I feel about Liverpool anyway. So I'm just already lining up Jurgen Klopp. I've got t-shirts, I've got hats, I've got snapbacks. I'm lining it up because they put way too much pressure on that man. See, he's come with his nice hair. That's not going to be there. He's going to have cold sores like Brendan Rodgers in 2 years, and he's just going to regret it. I mean, they're paying him $6 million a year, but is it worth it? Is it worth it to live in Liverpool? Is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I'll let you decide.
Any more? Lady there,
That's
straight
big
in.
talk, man. He will. What? Mark is going to be amazing. Yeah.
Alright, you can't say your own teams, so you think it's going to win them. You two aren't going to say your own teams anyway.
Who's going to win the league?
Yeah, who's going to win?
Wow, you can't say your own teams. Okay.
I do think Man City will win it, to be fair. But United are just up there, and that is irritating. They are up there, so maybe, but I don't want to say United. I can't say United, just I can't. But I think City will win it, man.
Yeah, man. I reckon Man City are going to win it. It would be nice for Raheem Sterling, little Jamaican, to take something back to his homeland. I'd like to see a little Premier League title in Kingston Town, so just being Jamaican myself. But if they don't win it, I think the nearest to them has to be Arsenal. Man United are just pretenders. Liverpool, well, Mitch can tell you all about that. And Spurs.
To be honest, I think it's going to be between the Manchester teams. So I think it's either going to be Manchester City or Manchester United. Don't sleep on Man United, but Aguero's a baller, so I feel like he's going to go to Manchester, and he's coming back to Manchester either way.
Who's next? Any more?
Who's winning the next North London derby?
Who is winning the next North London derby?
Well, in the league last season, Arsenal didn't beat us, so I think we're going to carry that on. I think Son is going to do bits. I think Harry Kane's going to do bits. Scored a brace last season, so I honestly think they had their big win against Manchester United, and Arsenal they're due an upset. So I think we will be the upset.
I'm really hungry. Spurs, last year was fantastic. Harry Kane, 2 goals. They enjoyed it. I was in Liverpool. I was really upset. Mitch had an orgasm. It was fantastic. But this season, it's just back to normal. They're going to play Arsenal. They're going to lose. I'm not going to be excited, but it's just normal. The fact that Flamini can score 2 against you lets me know you lot are just not ready. Flamini.
Any more? Last couple? Any more questions on the floor?
Donny.
Donny in the hat. Keeping it real with the EZ hat. It's an EZ hat, mate. EZ hat.
Come on.
Sorry.
Original.
Yo, so this is the poll. So basically, do you think Arsenal are going to finish above Chelsea this season? And Arsenal going to get in or out?
2-part question. He's getting his money's worth. Do you think Arsenal are going to finish above Chelsea? And Wenger in or out?
Alright, don't listen to these guys. I've never been Wenger out.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just how it moves. I've never been Wenger out. I've never been Wenger out. I'm sitting down, ain't I? Look, I've never been Wenger out, ever. And as for finishing above Chelsea, the one thing that I always said about Mourinho, 3rd season, it never goes according to plan. So I think, Arsenal are going to finish above Chelsea. Them man have got dead players. Pedro was just, I told it's all gas. Cesc Fabregas, I ain't seen him since like last year, January, or last year, December, sorry. Willian. Yeah, that's just one man with an afro. Chelsea are just dead, bro. Seriously, they are. Did you support Chelsea?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear, man. Chelsea are just. What?
Hold on. Read them, boys.
What did he say? You heard what? Did he say? Yeah, but we haven't had any. Was you lot, unfortunately, like gentrification. You know, you go Tottenham now. There's Costa Coffee. He wasn't there a little while ago. That's what Chelsea are doing. Go on, guess what? Go on. The fact of the matter is, yeah. Yeah. The 8 teams that what?
The 8 teams that played already, the ones that had problems with last year.
Okay, the 8 teams you played already, and then 8 teams. Alright, yeah. You know you lost 6 times this season. You lost the Community Shields. You lost at home to Palace. You lost at home to Palace. Who else you lost? Who's Ward? Do you know who Ward is? The right back for Crystal Palace. If he walks in here, would you recognise him? No, he scored against you. Southampton, they won 3-1 at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. You know that unbeaten record you had at home for so long? That's pretty much gone out the window. You struggled to beat us, we had 9 men. Mate, come on, man. No.
You know what?
No.
Rate that.
He said no.
One more. Who is it? One more?
I like two.
Okay. Yeah, go on. One more. Last one.
Passion Day.
Danny Ings and Zara Martial.
It's Danny Ings or Martial.
Don't, hey, don't.
Danny Ings.
Don't think to find out your answer.
Danny Ings.
That's as filthy as it gets.
That's incredible. Listen, Danny Ings is awful. Don't be fooled by his header against Everton or any of that. He's awful. How he's in the England squad today, I don't know. He's a joke. Martial is a baller. He's a real. You didn't rate him. You didn't rate him as a baller.
He won't score 20 goals, but I still rate him as a baller.
He's a baller. He's an actual baller.
And just to let everyone know, if Ward walked into here, he plays for Crystal Palace, we wouldn't recognise him. But he did score against Chelsea.
I mean, would we even recognise Ings? Nah, probably not. I mean, that's probably the answer to the question. No way, man. No way. I think we don't want to carry on this deluded attitude that Brendan had. You know, I think we need to ship off half of those players. Honestly, I think Klopp will do it as well. Ship off half of them because that was so much money wasted. You know when you go Boxing Day sales and just buy too much stuff and you don't even wear any of it. That is it, man. We need to get rid of all that, man. Charity shop, awful.
Thank you very much, lads. And thank you guys for passing through as well. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. What's the address?
Filthy Fellas.
Nice and simple.
That's it.
Hashtag FilthyFellas.
Cool.
Don't forget, Nike Batista X is available right now. Go and buy 3 pairs. Thank you very much.